Hey Zesties, okay, today I am trying out Trap House Trays by Tocarra. I will show you, she'll be linked somewhere in here, and I'm trying out grilled crabs for the first time, so let's just get into it. Let's just see how it is. Well, I feel like you have to that's something that confuses me about grilled crabs and fried crabs, is I feel to get the seasoning you have to suck on the shells and stuff, right? But anyway, hey, the flavors the flavors flavoring some butter. Okay. Alright. Solid crab experience so far. You know, I've yet to have any bad crabs in the 727. Yeah, the flavor on there is really good. Although, to be honest, I'm not sure that I will get grilled again. Like, I'd rather do boiled. However, I was just very curious. This is that weird piece at the end that's always hard for me. My least favorite place so far. Drinks hitting. I like the flavor of this more than the one at Grant's. Sorry, Grant's. You guys are still in my top 2, okay? But I'm not quite sure the flavor of that, if it's like blue raspberry, but to be honest, you guys, I wasn't even hungry today because my living situation problems have me a little stressed out. However, run me up, guys. So I can stay here because it's not clear, you know. Something interesting. It appears that when it's char grilled like that, some of those end pieces of the shell become edible. I accidentally ate the shell, like the little end piece of the shell, and it was delicious. So, yeah, run me up so I can stay here, because I really don't know if I'll be able to. And I really love all the love I get from you Pinellas County people. You guys are great people, so thank you for that. The flavor on here is really good, not gonna lie. I'm also not gonna say they're the best in the area. I'm reserving those titles for Dirty Diana's and Grant's. However, if you're in the Largo area, definitely check them out, because, you know, This is good for me. Okay, let's get to some of the sides. Dang, she gave me a lot of potatoes. All right. Butter's pretty good, guys. Butter's pretty good. And it is nice to have a dipping sauce. Okay. Potatoes are seasoned. Of course they're seasoned. I don't even... You know what? I've said this before. Heavenly seasoned. I've said this before when reviewing Kaya. But, you know, something that I really appreciate about eating food prepared by black people, in this case it is. Shout out to the wonderful black-owned businesses of Pinellas County. And I'm sorry that when I first started making these videos, I did not realize that I should be saying that or putting that in the hashtags and whatever. But now I know. But something I really appreciate about eating food either prepared by black people or getting food in the you know, predominantly African American side of town, which is South St. Pete. I like that I don't have to worry at all about, is it going to be seasoned? Am I going to have enough sauce? Is it going to be boring? Like, I'm sorry I wasn't sucking him before. I need to suck on him. I'm sorry. But, you know, I don't have to worry about any of that. And I really appreciate all the love and the thought that goes into it. Because, like, just look at this. Let's look at one of the nicer pieces of the crab. Like, just look at that. Hopefully I can get into these shells. I need to buy my claw cracker. Hey, but you know what? These are growing on me as I eat them. Why are you not? I need to get the cracker. I keep putting it off and saying I'm going to get it, and then I never do. You know, one criticism I have, you know, is that the crabs are fairly small. However, they are so good, and I can tell that there was a lot of love put into them. You know, seasoning on point. Let's just keep it real. Seasoning on point. As I know, 727 would never let me down with that. So let's see, what rating would I give this? I would give this 8.5 out of 10. So, I just dripped some of the butter. I love the butter. I love the crabs. actually would get the grilled crabs again. I love the drink. The only thing for me is that the crabs are a little small. Is my only criticism. But I definitely think you should check her out. Because these are better than average. These are definitely better than average. Like, something I like about the grilled crabs, these little pieces here that I usually bite into, in order to get the meat out. Tastes way better on these grilled crabs. But you know, honestly, the people here are so nice and friendly. And I love how amazing the crabs are. I love how much I've learned about food here. I hope I'll be able to stay. But if not, I'll always remember the wonderful, friendly people of Pinellas County and how welcoming and everything they were to me. The egg's a little hot. So thank you guys for all the love and support. See, this is the thing where when I miss Tampa, I'm like, wait. I wouldn't be doing all this in Tampa. Oh, it came out. Like when she gave it to me, I was a little concerned because I'm used to like getting, ooh, it came out, you guys. I'm used to getting like boiled. You know, and there's a bunch of like juice at the bottom, you know. So I was like, oh, is there going to be sauce or whatever? But you know what? The butter's enough. The butter is sufficient. yeah, like I was saying, I haven't ever had bad crabs here. My least favorite was sub crab. Once again, see, like these little pieces turn into little chips. Wow. But you know, if sub crab were in Tampa, they'd be 10 out of 10. I'm eating it every day. It's just their standards are so high here with their crabs, so you know, the more and more I eat these grilled crabs, though, the more that they grow on me. That last bite was seasoned and smoky, and I really want to give them a 9 or even 9.5. However, the crabs are a little small. That's my only complaint. I'm sorry. So you can tell I'm too nice for this. Hey, but you know, nowhere, I haven't reviewed any bad places, because there was only one place I went and I didn't like, and I felt too bad to upload the video. However, that was only because she was a like plate seller and like small, you know, and I didn't want to cause her any harm or whatever. But and I accidentally deleted the videos of the restaurant that had the roach. I should have uploaded those, but I guess if I'm gonna be a food reviewer, I have to get over that, you know, that I'm eventually gonna have to speak bad about restaurants and stuff. Let's see about the egg. It's a little hot. Yeah, you guys, you know, I just love this food here. I love this seafood, these crabs. So, thank you guys. Thank you guys for this experience. Come on. Yes, I'm opening it with a fork that's on my center console, but you know what? I'm not bougie and I don't care, and I never will be. Actually, you know what? I really hope that I can blow up someday and actually prove that even if I become wealthy or something, I'm not going to be bougie ever. That's not me. That drink is really good. But yeah, this is so cool, you know, because like I said before, I wasn't even hungry today because I have all these living situation problems. And oh, if only you knew the half of it. Well, you can watch some of my videos where I rant about, watch my crumble cookies rants. I tend to rant about my problems as I eat crumble cookies. But hey, Tocarra invited me out and I said, you know what? I'm not saying no to crabs. Especially not when they look like this. I love how the ends turn into those little chips. See, now why does this knuckle... Hold on, let me see. There has to be some way to deal better with this final knuckle that I have trouble getting. Okay. Whew. Seasoning check. Oh, come on. Ugh. Why tease me? Why only... a little bit comes out and then I have to fish out the rest. Hey, but you know what? At least with the fork, even though the fork is not perfect, at least I'm getting it. You know, I am actually getting all the meat out of these things. I'm not getting down and dirty with that claw there. Don't mind me. I'm saving those final sips of the drink. Huh? But yeah, you know what? Okay, at the end of this, I'm still going to stick with my rating. This is a solid 8.5. Wonderful. Definitely check her out. I really appreciated the grilled crabs. I wonder if I should try fried. I've really never understood fried crabs in general, because you have to crack them anyway, but I've seen someone frying or selling fried blue crabs, and I'm curious about, you know, how they are. But you know what, man, you know, when I eat these crabs here, I feel like they're just world-class meals, really. And I feel bad for the bougie people who miss out on this, because, like, once again, I don't know if there's a name for this. And because I don't, you know, I don't think this is soul food, you know. But these black style crabs are just crazy. And like, I'm in all these groups, right? And some of the groups are more like, come on. Some of the groups are more popular with the black residents of Pinellas County, and some are more popular with the white residents of Pinellas County. And so I saw in a group, you know, that's more popular with the white residents of Pinellas County, some guy was saying the food in St. Pete is bad. I used to think the food in Tampa Bay area was bad or boring or whatever, until I discovered these you know, amazing, incredible crabs. So I told the guy, like, just because I'm a foodie and I kind of found my place here, South St. Pete has the best food in Tampa Bay area. Way better than anywhere else. And anyone you buy crabs from is going to be amazing. But I told the guy, you know, hey, South St. Pete has amazing food. And he was like, you know, what dishes or whatever. And I was like, crabs. And I don't think that he liked that response, you know, or like he didn't seem open to the idea of trying South St. Pete crabs. And it just made me think, you know, thank God I'm not bougie, because the bougie people miss out on a lot. They miss out on all the good stuff. You know, of course, yeah, there's stuff I miss out on. I haven't eaten caviar yet. But the bougie miss out on a lot. Also, you know, that's something I like about my videos too, is kind of I'm hoping that I can show some of this incredible food in Pinellas County to people who are unaware of it before. Like I was. Before I went to Crispy Crab, I didn't I didn't realize this was like there's hundreds of places just like them, you know. Well, wait, not just like them, because every crab place is unique. Let me see, what pieces do I have left? You know what? Overall, another solid crab place. Not even gonna try to say anything like, oh, it's terrible, or no. It's great. It's a solid crab place. Oh, if this were in Tampa, this would be an 11 out of 10. And the only reason it's 8.5 is because the standards are so insanely high here. But, you know, I gave like, what's it called? TNT? I think I gave TNT and sub crabs like 7 or 7.5, so I like this more than TNT. And a lot of people say TNT is their favorite. And I'm very appreciative of the grilled crabs. Which are a new experience for me. Not to mention, you know, hey, look. Largo's a lot closer to me now than South St. Pete is. Those chips. Largo's way closer to me now than South St. Pete is, and there's 2 solid crab places here. You know what I mean? So for anyone in the area like me, I was thinking for a while, oh my gosh, I wish I would have stayed in St. Pete. Well, and I do, but mostly because my living situation is not the best. But you know, I thought they only had the crabs in South St. Pete. I do think a majority of the crab places are there. However, However, out here in Largo, there's 2 really good places, even one of the best, which is Grand. So if you're in Largo, you don't have to go to St. Pete. I feel like my final piece of cornbread is bad now. It's been sitting in the fridge for like a while, and I was supposed to use it today. But hey, whatever, you know, I can always make more cornbread. Oh, and I make the best you've ever had, trust me. My cornbread is the best. No Jiffy used. No hate to Jiffy. It's a great company and everything. Just that mine is from scratch. Let's see. Have I missed it? Let me see, because I have like a claw here, but I don't know if I want to use my fork after it fell in between the car seat. Like, yeah. So, you know what? I think we may be calling it a day. Unless I can open... Where was the last little piece I was going to open? Where did it go? I was just holding it. Now, this is not no shade either, because I feel that, you know, you can't give out unlimited butter. However, that's just like a criticism I've come up with. My criticisms so far are if the places use Old Bay, if the crabs are too small, if the sauce is too thin, or if the sauce runs out. But, you know, it got down to the very end, you know, it was just that last piece of potato was like the only one. And look, I'm digging. So you know it's good when I'm digging. But okay, I think we're done. Solid crabs. Thank you so much, Tocarra. Definitely worth a try. I was hating on the grilled crabs at first and saying you should choose boiled. However, I think you should give the grilled a try. You know, it's interesting because it's so different. You know what I mean? But I honestly feel like it's kind of the difference of a wet chicken wing versus a dry chicken wing. Like, if you're someone who likes dry chicken wings, you would definitely love the grilled crabs. So anyway, check her out. Trap House Trays by Tocarra. Thank you very much. Solid 8.5. My mouth is like rejoicing with the seasonings after eating it. So really good. Bye, Zesties.